Hey everyone, welcome back to Bald Guys with Guns. Here is our second reloading video. Now I'm going to be going out today with my fresh Starline 223 brass. We've done a powder ladder, so we're basically going to figure out what powder charge this new brass likes. We're going to see how consistent it is. Now it is brand new brass, it's not fire formed, first time firing. So I expect some inconsistencies, but I also expect to find some kind of result to work from. And so we have about 10, 20, 30, 40 shots. We're going to do groups of 5. I like to do 5-shot groups. So we're going to do about 40 shots, 10 with each powder charge that I'm climbing. And we'll see if we can get one to the FPS I want to see without pressure signs, and how good the extreme spread and standard deviation is, which I actually expect it to not be great just because it's new brass. But we're going to take you out to the range and shoot some groups. I have a seating depth that I was using with my LC brass that gave me good group sizes. Honestly, this is just to figure out what powder charge. We can fix the seating depth later to shrink the group size. So let's just see how that all works out and go to the range. All right, we're at the range. I've got my reloads. We're progressing. We're trying to find a powder charge, but I also am curious just to see, based on what happened with the LC brass. This is Starline brass. It is fresh brass, so this will be fire forming, first firing out of these. But we're kind of going with the same seating depth, and but we are going to do a powder ladder. So we're starting low and moving up. Okay, and then I forgot my Garmin. New session, rifle, 69, grain bullets. All right, you guys should be able to see what I'm seeing and the targets that I'm shooting at. Let's load up our first 5 rounds. And hopefully, the 0 I have on here is correct. All right. This powder charge. I think it's printing high. I want to keep those separate. Okay, there we are. I'm left, and that's probably a decent height to group with, but we should bring it to the right a little. So these first 5 are going to be zeroing, but we also don't really care how these group. I'm curious to see how they group, but I'm not really caring. I want to see the extreme spread and my standard deviation mostly, because we can fix the group size with seating depths. So that's about where we want it to. I can already tell you my extreme spread's not where I want it. That one brought it up to 41. 64. It's possible we're gonna climb because the gun was freshly cleaned. I put 5 Fowlers through it, but oh boy. Had I had the 0 correct, that would have grouped pretty good from what I can tell. All right. So for our first session here, history, session summary. So we had a minimum of 2744, high of 2821, average of 2780, extreme spread of 77, which is not good, but that could be due to the barrel acclimating to this because it was freshly cleaned, with a standard deviation of 27.8, which is not great, but we'll see how the second 5 goes. This is going to be the same powder charge. Now that there's some lead down the barrel, we might get some more consistent readings here. So at least let's hope we are. Or it doesn't like this powder charge. That's also a possibility. Barrel's fine. We're ready to go again. I'm going to the right dot on the bottom target. Not a bad looking group either, 2766. So that one was much better. 36.8 with the extreme spread on FPS. Let's see what the standard deviation was. .4. So I think now that the barrel has some lead down it and has been fouled up a little bit, those shot better. Now these are all seated to the same depth, just different powder charges to find the best standard deviation powder charge that this gun likes. I'm hoping that that will be somewhere around 2900 FPS as well. It is only 30 degrees out here today, so I am freezing. All right, let's do our first 5-shot group. I will go at the top red dot on that bottom target. The group looks real good, 2793. They got slower for some reason. All right, and we're not seeing pressure signs or anything like that, which is good. 64.1 on the extreme spread there. Let's find the standard deviation real quick, which is probably pretty high based on that. 22. So we're looking for low teens or better At least I am. Other people probably want single digits, but low teens is okay for me. All right, we're still cool enough. It's so cold out here. I don't know if this gun will ever get warm enough to not just keep shooting. All right. Second target from the bottom red dot. So the groups are looking pretty tight though. 27.94, 59.1 spread. With a standard deviation of 20.5, so still not in the low teens, which is what I'm hoping for. So let's see how this powder charge works downrange. All right, going for the right dot on the second from the bottom target. .2837. So those last four, the first one of this group went slow, but then the rest of them were all within a decent range, but that first one made it a 61.1 extreme spread, which is gonna kind of screw with the results, but 22 standard deviation. And this is not going as fast as it was out of the LC brass. All right, left dot. Oh man, a slight breeze out here when it's 30 degrees is just chilling. Created a jagged hole down there. It was hard to see where I wanted to aim. 28.91, that jumped up way high. What the heck was up with that one? No pressure signs though. 62.8 for extreme spread. And our SD was 23.9, which I think it would have been better had that last shot not gone way fast, which was odd. Top red dot. Actually, since I only have 10 rounds left, I'll go center and then top. .2817, that one jumped way low. But 2850 is, I wouldn't, 2817 is what that one shot when the others were all going 2850. So that, you know, probably gave us a terrible standard deviation, but oh, 14.8, that's actually not bad. Let's see how these last 5 go. Now, I started the Garmin, so we should get all 5. We're going top red dot. Well, that shot really low. .2869, back up to where we started. 57.7 spread, not great. With a 21.9 standard deviation. It seems like with all these powder charges, the standard deviation is 20. And that could just be a fresh brass thing, and we'll see different results the next time. But hopefully this is interesting to you guys and you enjoy this process, because we're going to keep going. I'm going to take all these home and reload them for the second round and continue fire forming. I know that fire forming can take up to three goes, so we'll see what the results look like next time. All right, so actually really good results when it comes to group sizes. I think the seating depth is okay. For, you know, what my gun likes. It seemed to be like I expected. We actually were getting slower speeds out of the new Starline brass than we were with the LC brass. Here's a quick look at all the chronograph data from the Starline first firing 223 brass compared to the fourth firing from LC brass. As a reminder, the LC brass is not sorted by date or anything like that. It was just random LC brass that I had. Which I found to be surprising, because I had heard that the case volume of the Starline was smaller than the LC, so I expected it to actually go faster sooner. We got up to a higher grain weight than I used with the LC brass, and it was still going under 2900. I want to be up at 2900 FPS, and so we're going to have to keep climbing that ladder. We didn't have any pressure signs, any issues there, but all the groups were really nice and tight. So I think it's just getting up to the right speed, and also fire forming this brass. It's going to take 3 firings probably to get it real dialed in, and then hopefully we start seeing better consistencies. Our standard deviation was in the 20s for every single 5-shot group we took, except there was one of the last sets of 5, the second to last set of 5 gave me like a 14 standard deviation, and so I'm starting to think that, you know, maybe once this brass is fire formed, that's going to be close to where this brass, this bullet, this powder combination, and this gun likes things, but we'll see in the future. Again, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that. Again, this is just a journey that I'm going on. We do have reloads for our 308 that you've seen in our long range series and the 6.5 Creedmoor, so we're going to start working with that. We got Lapua brass for both of those. The 308 has been fired through once. And the 6.5 hasn't been fire formed, but we'll take you on the journey as best we can. And we are planning to create a Patreon account so that we can show you the entire process that I go through here, because we can't show you that on YouTube. So we plan to set up a Patreon when we have a few videos to put up there, so it's worth it for you guys. So stay tuned for that. We'll let you know. But until then, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you did like it. And always remember, only the most beautiful scalps are bald, and we will see you on the next one.